in one sense, I think it's real. Like you say, WFB, its concept, second floor, its concept, and we live in this world. And the difference is the Paramatta Dhammas are always the same. Seeing is always performs the function of seeing. Color, it's always one color, it's something concrete. Whereas the concepts, you think WFB, second floor, you've been here many times. You have one, I think the same thing. I have a different conception, because this is the first time I've been here. So someone says, WFB, take the sky train, and I form one concept. You have one concept. But it's just the Dhammas that we're referring to. So it's only Paramatta Dhammas. But we function within this, I think. Maybe Ajarn could explain it better. Say something to that.
Actually, I've got also the problems. When I start learning Dhamma, it's quite difficult to accept that this is not man, this is not cat, this is not building or whatever. Even if we ask what it is, if we go by the concept, it is Mahaputarup and Avinipokarup. This is the component of those things. And I still did not really get those until I find a phrase, some wording from your lecture. You're saying that because of all the things arising and falling so quickly, and you did not see that the rise and fall, that is the santati. And because of the sanya, start to memorize from the childhood that, okay, this is cat, this is this, and this is that. So the sanya, we see things that it's just like permanent, and then we memorize that this is this and that, whatever the name we give it to it. That's made me feel easier for me to explain to other people, because if you're talking to people who just study Dhamma and you say, no, this is not cat, this is not man, it cannot be accepted. But if we say that, to me, I feel that if we learn more at the start, we have to take that, okay, this is not cat, this is not person, not human being. But we learn more about, just like the gentleman say about the sanya, even what you call the kana sanya, that you break into the small pieces, just like neno or kalapa, or in terms of speedy, in terms of vititi. So just right now, I try to understand in those terms, and that get from your lecturing, to make me feel understand easier, and very, very natural for me. When I see things, I say, okay, this is because of the sanya, memory, this is a lady, this is what. To me, it helped me a lot. And the other thing is that I listen about this is not man, not human, whatever, for a long, long time, and I memorize from what you just teaching or lesson know. And one day, I got a phrase from you as well. You said that this is the result. The result that to make me truly accept that this is not man or people, because you accumulate the knowledge, you accumulate the learning until you say that, okay, we start at the first, this is not man, this is not cat, it's hard to accept. But we learn to, when we learn things accumulate, from time to time you understand more and more. And later on, it's just like naturally that we accept that, okay, this is the results, mean that this is the ends, but we have to means to understand things until we come to this point. So just share that this is the way that, I got lots of questions when we start to learn things. I can memorize things, but not really get. And even in terms of learning as well, because we have to start to memorize, to understand, to memorize at a sanya. That will be the factor for the sati to recall when you consider things more and more. So I try to go by step, but not, it's more on just, understanding, but not really in a realizing step. That's what my experience. Thanks.
Can I say something? I mean, I've not ever thought about it, but when you spoke, I started to think about it, and why people do have a problem when they start thinking about, they point at a person or animal and they say, this is not a person and this is not an animal, and they're confused. I think they should be confused, because at that time they are thinking in terms of animals, a cat, and saying that this is not a cat. That's wrong, that's not the way to understand it. Because what is taught is that seeing does not see a cat. Seeing experiences visual object. So when you're